How was your swim this morning?
Swim was okay. We did 6K in an hour and 20, so decent session. Not the favourite session though. We did 3.8K, a straight 3.8K in the middle of it with pull and paddles. I felt okay. This is better though than the swim. Coffee and cake.
Are you happy with your season so far?
Am I happy with my season so far? That's a good question. Definitely the last race has made me much happier, obviously with the win in London. It's difficult to say whether I'm happy or not. I'm happy with how we're timing my shape this season. Last year, I was in great shape early on in the season, and then I felt like I didn't put in place the time I needed to really get fit enough for the back half of the season. That being said, obviously we still won the world champs, but and this year I feel like we've timed it all much better. I'm not an athlete who can stay at my very peak for a long time. There's athletes that are great all year long, and I'm not one of them guys. I really kind of try and time, let's say, my investment. I can only really give myself 110% to the sport for maybe 2 or 3 months a year. That's just the way I go, the way I like it, because I also like to have other things in my life and to be able to travel a bit or see friends and I guess have a balance. And I think that's important to have a long career. So I guess I'm not happy with my performances, obviously in Miami and Singapore or Vitoria, but equally I kind of have to just accept that I went to them races knowing that I wasn't fit enough. Vitoria was a bit different. Leading into Vitoria, I thought I was in good shape. The race, I just woke up not feeling great. The race, I just didn't have a great day, and despite that, I came second. So, I mean, second without the penalty. There is one thing that I'm really happy with this year. Is kind of how I've dealt with races mentally. In Miami, I felt terrible, and I got to the end. Singapore was a bit of a mystery. I just really felt off, and I was like vomiting, and I almost fainted when I stopped. It might have been the heat, but that was literally my body just told me to stop. So that was a DNF. But I mean, I didn't have a choice. Well, in my eyes, I didn't have a choice. I couldn't have got to the end. And then Vittoria, obviously, I got the penalty during the bike, and that was a real kind of mental battle to get to the end. Like setting off on the marathon, knowing that you're disqualified potentially, was really hard. And the whole day was a battle just because I didn't feel great. So I'm happy with that. And then obviously London was great. Now I feel confident because that was my best performance over the half distance or T100 series by quite some, so it shows that the training that we're doing is the right thing.
How did you feel leading into London?
I'll tell you after this next mouthful of clafouti. I was actually really nervous leading into London because in Vitoria I'd pulled my calf, and that was one of the reasons why I couldn't run how I wanted to, especially towards the end of the marathon. And it's the same calf which I tore last year. And I think there was actually a bit of miscommunication. A lot of people leading into the T100 in London thought that I'd ripped my calf again, but I hadn't. It was kind of like seized. I had a very big contraction. Maybe there was a bit of damage. I did an ultrasound just before leaving to London, and I had a hematoma on the top here, but we didn't find it a tear as such. But it's rare to have hematoma without there being something maybe underneath. So I wasn't confident at all. I didn't run. I kept trying. So I think I ran 2 times 30 minutes leading into London, and that was like the Thursday and the Friday, I think, or the Thursday and the Saturday before the race. But equally before Vitoria, I put in some good work, and I think I was at my best ever level running. So it was a real question mark and a mystery. I guess. And then also one of the reasons why I was kind of stressed about London was because I wasn't, obviously after an Ironman, you can't really train that much. I had to recover, so the volume effectively in my whole CTL was quite low leading into London. And then obviously you see all the other athletes there, you're there at the hotel and you see how much they're training, etc. And you start to question you start to question how fit you are. So yeah, I remember 2 days before the race, I was with my dad in the room. I was on the turbo and I was like, I don't think I'm fit enough to compete, you know. That's how I felt. So, and I don't know if that's me kind of unconsciously, subconsciously, not unconsciously, subconsciously, taking the pressure off myself, or yeah, I mean, as I said, a lot of people kind of think that I'm playing mind games with my calf and etc. so that they can let me ride away, but I think that's a load of bollocks. I think that I'm somebody who's very honest, and like I kind of share my journey, and everything that happens, the good, the bad, is a very honest point of view. And yeah, equally, I'm not scared of showing when I fail and when I'm really bad, which can be, how to say, it can be tough. But yeah, I just want to show that we're not superhuman, and we have good days, we have bad days, and especially more and more so now that we're racing a lot. And I think we've seen that. I mean, there's been 4 T100 races so far and 4 different winners. So yeah, it really shows that the sport's kind of evolving in the sense that when there's a series like this, now there's such a density and the margins are so fine that like if you have a bad day, you could come 8th, and that the next time that guy could win effectively. So yeah, it's good to see the sport's really being pushed forward. The speeds of the T100 are getting faster and faster, and for me, I think that really helps me in my Ironman. I feel like Ironman is the distance that I'm best at, but that doing a T100 really kind of pushes me, makes me work on my weaknesses, and that then when I go to Ironman, I feel better. Yeah.
What's next for you?
What's next? I'll probably finish this patisserie, and then in the immediate future, I'm going for a run this afternoon. But no, what's next? We got what? By the time this video comes out, probably six weeks to Ibiza, and 9 to Kona, or 10 to Kona. So yeah, this is the most important bit in terms of training for Kona. I mean, this next 6 weeks is where most of the work will be done. And I just want to enjoy it. You know, we've got a great training group. They're all over there because they don't want to be being interviewed. But yeah, we've got a great training group with Arthur, my dad, Shenzino. We got James and Zach here also. So the goal is just to enjoy this next 6 weeks really, as much as possible. And yeah, I mean, I'm confident, obviously, from my previous race, and we don't have to change too much. I believe that like you get to a very good level just by doing the basics extremely well. So that's our goal, doing the basics as best as possible. And then yeah, then after Ibiza, I go straight to Kona, and we'll spend 3 weeks there before the race. And we'll be in our little performance bubble, and yeah, again, just enjoy training, enjoy a simple life, enjoy some Hawaiian coffee, and go into bed early, I guess.
Do you feel a lot of pressure to perform in Kona this year?
Do I feel a lot of pressure for Kona? To be honest, if you would have asked me this question like before London, I would have said yes, I do. Now, this race has really helped me actually. It's really switched my mindset, because I felt like to win one of these races is kind of like validated my level, not just in Ironman, but also where the best guys race. And I feel like it's a very elitist group to the people that are Ironman world champion and that have won a T100 race. There's only the Norwegians and Jan. So I feel like I'm happy with what I've ticked off of my CV already. I'm really happy with that, and I'm content with that, and I'm content with my career. And whatever happens next, it's great. You know, I mean, it's not. I've got a lot of years ahead of me, and if I win Kona this year, great. If I don't, doesn't matter. You know, I mean, of course I want to win, and I'm going to do everything for that. But yeah, I mean, I've got nothing to prove. You know, I've proven myself over the T100, and I've proven myself over Ironman. So yeah, I just wanna enjoy it really now. I really love to race World Championships, and I really love to race in Kona. So yeah, I'm just gonna go there and as much as possible enjoy riding fast and then gritting my teeth for a marathon.